Hi, everyone. Welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven. This is Rowley. We're going on a life changing car and tent camping adventures, and we're inviting you to come along, okay? Last week, I talked about my first ever real camping adventure. It was big fun. This week, I'll be talking about methods that I found useful for peeing and pooping when dispersed camping. If you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. So, let me start off by defining what dispersed camping is. A lot of people call it boondocking and that kind of thing, but boondocking is being without any services at all. You have to take care of everything yourself, and it becomes survival in some situations. So you need to carry your own water, you need to carry in and out your own waste, you need to take care of all of these things that you generally don't think about if you live in an apartment. You have to take care of it, and you have to leave, you should leave things better than when you found it. Pack it in, pack it out, okay? So boondocking is without any services whatsoever, which is what I did with the women's caravan. So here we were, a bunch of women out there in the middle of the desert, having to rely on our own selves. So this particular video is about peeing and pooping in the desert. I know bears do it in the woods, but we're doing it in the desert here, okay? This is the peeing setup I brought with me. I didn't know really at the time which one was going to be the most valuable. Let me start with this on the left here. This thing, I don't remember what the name of it is. I bought it probably 2 years ago. It's totally useless. See, it collapses. You can imagine with fumble fingers like mine, 77-year-old fingers, trying to get this in the right spot, right? So the problem here too is that the hose is very flexible and has a tendency to pop out of the bottle unless you're using a large bottle or something. I don't think you could use it with this because first of all, the top, it doesn't feel very secure. I haven't tested it with water to see if it was waterproof, but you're supposed to fold this back up and stick it in here and carry it. I found it useless. This, on the other hand, is a restaurant soup container. You see, it's got a really tight fitting lid, and I think this is about a quart. I looked these up on Amazon, and you'd have to buy 32 of them or 24 of them. I would say it's probably cheaper just to go to a restaurant and get some soup with a container. This was terrific. She used this on her job. She had a job where wasn't the easiest to go to the bathroom when you had to. So what they used to do is they would wear a skirt, put this up between their legs, let the pressure of your thighs and everything hold it in place, and it covered a wide enough area when it's kind of squeezed like that, so that you don't get pee everywhere and it doesn't splash back up onto your hair or anything. And then, of course, you could reach up there and just put the thing down on the floor and cover it up like that, and go about your business. Well, I decided to take that with me because that seemed really easy. And I already had one of these anyhow in the cupboard. The thing is that if you squeeze it, you squeeze it between your legs, you can see that it covers a large area. So you're not getting splashed back up into your hair or anything, onto your legs or your clothes or anything. And then when you're done, you could just reach underneath there, put it down on the floor, put the top on and cover it and secure it. I found that in the middle of the night, that this was the easiest, best, fastest, neatest way to go to the bathroom, because I could jump up, just put it there and pee, and cover it up with the top, if I didn't want to mess with it that at right then. Or I would, most time, actually what I really did was I poured it out immediately into this jar, because I pee a lot in the middle of the night, as diabetics do for some reason. I never figured that out, why diabetics pee so much in the middle of the night, but what can I tell you? So I found that this was extremely useful and sanitary and easy. I wear skirts all the time anyway, so that worked out really good, especially in the middle of the night. Now, this, on the other hand, is called the Pee Style. I'll put the link for my affiliate link below in the description. This is a magic piece of work here. This works very well if you're wearing pants, for instance. I found this was very good in the middle of the day when I didn't feel like closing up the entire tent in order to pee. I could just kind of quickly squeeze it up underneath there and go. Of course, I could do the same thing with this, which I also did. But this has a squeegee on it. So you put this so that the end here is, in that space between your anus and your vagina. And make sure that this is centered over the bowl is centered over the urethra. And it's kind of slightly, you kind of lean forward and slightly point down and pee. And I have had no splashback, no spillover, like I did with this thing. No spillover, no problems at all. My problem with this was that the pee came out at body temperature and I couldn't hear anything when I was peeing into the container. So I didn't quite know when I was finished peeing. Anyway, so when you finish, you stand up, you kind of tilt it up a little bit, not that much, just a tiny bit, and just kind of squeegee along to get the last drip out, squeegee along, and then kind of shake it out to clean it out, or use a baby wipe or something, or rinse it off real quick with some water if you can expend water. So you'll have to deal with that however you want. What I did find out, though, is that after a while, this bucket stinks. Pee really stinks. Pee stinks more than poop, which is amazing when it really comes down to it. And as long as you keep them separated, you don't have a problem at all with a composting toilet. But pee stinks. So after you pour it out, what I did was, on the advice of one of the women at the caravan, was to rinse it out if I could. If I couldn't, just leave it out in the sun open and let the sun sterilize it. The sun will sterilize it, will eliminate the odors, and you don't have a problem. Unless you have to pee in the middle of the sterilization process. But I found that this was extremely useful. This I would keep in the car anyway. And just keep that in the car on a regular basis, because it's so useful. If I have to go to the bathroom that's not particularly clean or anything like that, or I'm stuck on a highway somewhere, with traffic everywhere. This setup automatically just stays in my car now. Doesn't even have anything to do with camping. Just safety issues, So that's that. This container, I got it. It says Sammy's puppy food. I got this from Goodwill for like 50 cents, 25 cents, something like that. So look around. You can find this stuff. You got it. And this was cheap enough. This was like $11. Anyway, the link is in the description below. Now into the pooping part. I used to use, well, I use a 5-gallon bucket. In the house, I use a 5-gallon bucket. I have a composting toilet in my RV, and I have a 5-gallon bucket, and I have a seat that separates everything. So I have another container that catches the urine. And it works. I've been using it for 2 years. Nobody even knows, you know, unless I say something. But so I took this 5-gallon bucket with me camping, you know, just in case, because, you know, we got to deal with this issue. No pun intended. But I forgot to bring a toilet seat. I forgot to bring a pool noodle. So you can split a pool noodle and stick it around the edges after you put a bag in here, and then you put the pool noodle around the edges, and you got a great seat there. So at this point, I figured, okay, I forgot my pool noodle. I did bring this collapsible seat thingy, and I figured I could fit it onto the bucket, which didn't work, and I'll explain why. I said, okay, well, if that doesn't work, I'll just put the seat in its upright position and stick it over the bucket. Unfortunately, the space between the legs of that collapsible seat was too small for me to fit the bucket underneath there. You know, the seat snaps into place. This actually collapsed under me, and I ended up sitting. This happened a couple of years ago when I first got this. And I ended up sitting in the bag, in the plastic bag that I had underneath me on the ground, and actually injured my tailbone. So at that time, of course, I was over close to 250 pounds. So I don't remember what this was rated for or anything. So you might consider that. At any rate, I thought, oh, well, I've got this. Let me take this seat and put it onto the bucket. Except that you can't do that because these brackets are straight and the bucket curves. Now you can buy a seat specifically made for these buckets so that those grooves curve to fit the bucket. So I have this one. This turned out to be terrific, actually. This I found on Amazon. I put the link, my affiliate link below. But this is the thickness of this toilet. This is maybe, what, 2 inches? 2 inches thick. Comes in this case, fits nicely, easily, zips in, zips out. Just terrific. This is the base of the toilet. I mean, the sides of the toilet. This is a very firm material. This is a very firm material. I don't know what's in it. It feels like a very hard cardboard. But it's rated to hold 300 pounds. This goes in the middle, this goes in the bottom of the bucket. What you need to remember to do is keep this little handle up. First time I put it in there, I put it in with the handle down, and you should have seen me trying to get this thing out of here. Anyway, by putting this in the bottom like that, makes it very firm, very rigid. And then the toilet seat. Of course, you would put your plastic bags in here first, and then put the toilet seat on top. This is very comfortable. Very comfortable. In fact, it's really cushy and holds 300 pounds. Now, if you don't want to use this for a toilet, you could use it for a garbage can. You could use it for a hassock with the top on. You could use it as a stool. I found this extremely comfortable. And when I put it on top of this little thing, this is one of those step stool thingies. Hey, Rowley. When I put it on top of that and sat on it, it was the perfect height. The absolute perfect height. You couldn't have got a better height at that at home. So I think that the Trip Tips outdoor toilet, foldable toilet, is absolutely excellent. Packs away really small in your car. And having one of these, if you're a woman, just to have in your car, you probably should carry one of these in your pocketbook. I mean, how many times have you gone to a public bathroom and you really didn't want to sit down, but your thigh muscles were aching already, or you were figured, okay, this is another push-up for the day, squatting over the toilet kind of thing. This is terrific. You should get one. My affiliate link for this is below. So those were the tools that I used for elimination. I found the Trip Tips outdoor toilet really handy. I think that might be one of those things I would just keep in the car too, because you never know, right? The P-Style, on the other hand, I'm getting another one because I've got to take one on camping and I've got to keep one in the car. I mean, I don't know how many times I've been to places that I really don't want to sit down. Or I was stuck in traffic for hours. There was once I was stuck on the side of the road for like 8 hours. And that was no fun, let me tell you. What I ultimately ended up doing was I opened up the two side doors. It was a sedan car, and kind of sat off the passenger side and lifted up my skirt and peed, because one has to go when one has to go. And this would have made the whole thing a non-ordeal. So I keep one in the car. I keep it in the car. For right now, it's in the car with me wherever I go. Now, personal hygiene. Sooner or later, you gotta wash. Or you're gonna feel like you gotta wash, I took baby wipes with me because I knew I was in the desert and the water is for drinking, I also took a squeegee bottle with vinegar water in it for sanitizing when I was washing dishes and things like that, and washing my hands. It was good. A couple of sprays, and rinse off and your hands are sanitized, cleaned. I also used that squeegee bottle with the vinegar water to clean the P-Style. So, I used baby wipes, as I said, but the baby wipes I got, maybe it's just the brand, who knows, I don't even know what brand it is, I have to pay attention. They were very fuzzy, so I got these little fuzzes all over my body, which was really weird, Felt like a peach or something. I have portable showers. Right now they're still packed in the cargo trailer, so I'll put a picture up here of each of them. The first one was battery operated. I bought that one, probably 2 years ago when I moved into this rig and found out that the water lines were really messed up. So I couldn't use the water in the bathroom at all. So I would fill up a bucket and stick it in the tub and drop this battery operated shower thingy in there and take a shower. Which turned out pretty cool. I haven't used it since I've gotten the bathroom fixed, but you know how it goes. And then there's the other one, is the sun heated bag. It's just a black plastic bag that has a little shower attachment on the bottom. And you hang it in the sun and let the sun heat it up, and then you just spray until the bag is empty. I used that when I was building a house a lot of years ago. Long time ago, half a lifetime ago. And we needed to take a shower, so we hung the thing up and filled it up with water, spring water, hung it up in the tree and let the sun heat it up, and we took a shower. Me and the kids. It was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was fun. Anyway, the thing too now as you come down to, with all of those tools for elimination, where do you get rid of it? You know, the deal is you have to pack it in and pack it out. You bring it in, you take it out, period. And if you find anything else on the ground that needs to be taken out, take that out too. Okay? So that's my speech about how to dispose of human waste. Now, then there's the Rowley report. Yeah, I think it's recording. Unfortunately, I don't have any sound, at least I don't think so. Anyway, let's see if I can explain this anyhow, in case there is some sound. Move your butt. You're in the way. Yeah. You can't sit here. You can't sit here, Ralph. You gotta get down. Come here. Okay. Wait a minute. At the caravan, Rowley was calm, just like a new dog, absolutely new dog. There was once when I realized I was really giving him seriously mixed messages. He had kind of defined a space for himself that was our territory around the tent. And if anybody came too close to the tent, came to the edge of his territory that he had defined, he would run out and start barking at them. Well, what I didn't realize was I was in the tent, he was doing something, he ran out the door, started barking. I said, Rowley, Rowley. I go outside and there's this woman standing there like, what? What happened? What just happened? You know. And he barked at her one more time, came over and sat down right next to me. So I said, oh, good dog. Then I said, oh, you know, I'm really confusing this poor dog, you know. I'm confusing this woman. So, yeah. But anyway, so there was some healing there at that camp. He was wonderful. He was just absolutely wonderful. There was a point where I realized that he walked by at my side without the leash on, except when we went out of camp. If we went out of the camp area, then he just wandered everywhere, you know. But even if I had no leash on him, he would stay right by my left side. This goes to show you some of that training came through. Anyway, but I do have to tell you about one instance we were walking. I don't know why I went out the door without a bag. But anyway, I was just holding on to the leash, walking. And he pooped. I don't know why I was surprised that he pooped. I mean, you're supposed to walk a dog with a bag. Period. That's part of the leash, the bag, the dog, you know. Anyhow, so I went over to this woman who also had a dog. She had a dog in an outdoor crate. And I asked if she had a bag because I forgot to bring one, whatever. So she hands me a bag, but it's got poop in it already. But I don't care. It's a bag, right? So she said something to me. I don't know what it was she said. And I turned around and said, you want the bag back? And the woman that was standing on the next rig over just burst out laughing. I said, okay. And she says, no, I don't want it back. It was amazing. Anyway, goes to show you misunderstandings. When we got home, though, he reverted to his old behavior. He started chasing bikes, golf carts, etc. Kids. He started barking at people and at dogs. He got run out to the end of the leash, you know. Amazing. I said, well, I've got a schizophrenic dog or something. He acts one way when he's calm, when he's I don't know. Anyway, okay, so also please subscribe to Adventures with Raven and Rowley, and share and like and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to click show more to see the links in the description below. Realize that I am an Amazon affiliate and looking to be affiliates with other companies, and that if you make a purchase through those links, except for the tent, I will make a profit at no cost to you. So thanks to those who bought me a cup of tea and a treat for Rowley. I got some teethy chews. If you'd like to help out, please buy me a cup of tea and or a treat for Rowley. He likes them too. See the link in the description below. Thank you. Okay, so take care of you and yours, and blessed be.